Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Note Closer Show. As always, Scott Carson, excited to be here with you today. It is a new year. We are into 2026. And with every new year, we get something happening that just cracks me up. All right. And I'm going to let me preface this a little bit this morning. So, one of the things that I've done over time is we have our private group, the Note Closers group, private Facebook group. And what I'll do from time to time, part of my marketing, is those that I haven't heard from in a while, I'll go on to the Facebook group and say, hey, are you still buying notes? Are you still looking for notes? What are you looking for? Just as a way to interact with them. I try to do, 10 to 20 of those a week. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less. Well, I got a message today. Suddenly my phone, while I'm riding my bike this morning here, my phone's the Facebook Live starts ringing. And I'm like, I don't recognize the name, although it did pop up a name, but I didn't recognize the name. I was like, I'm not going to answer. I'm in the middle of my bike ride, listening to my podcast, right? And I don't want to be huffing and puffing because I'm still recovering from a cold. So like, I'll let it go to voicemail. Well, no voicemail pops up, but then I get a text message from that person a little while later. And the message I always have to laugh at because I haven't heard from this person in a while. If you look at this person's profile, um, they're out of St. Charles, Missouri, and but they haven't posted anything, really anything real estate investing. I'm scrolling through their profile right now. I don't see anything in real estate investing. I see something about health. I see something about conspiracy theories. I see stuff about wellness. I see stuff about RFAK. You know, I see this stuff. I'm like, well, so they're not very active in real estate investment. But here's the message. And I find this humorous, right? The message is, hey, Scott, I have a company asking me to find mortgage paper or mortgage-backed securities to buy immediately. 500 million dollar fund want to acquire real estate backed mortgages. And then she gives me her cell phone and says, if I don't pick up, text me if you can. Okay. I get these throughout the year pretty often. I mean, this might be the biggest number I've ever seen. $500 million, $500 million fund wants to buy mortgage-backed securities. Well, here's the thing. That's a joker broker, not the person that responded to me, but whoever is reaching out to her wants her to find mortgage-backed securities. She's out of St. Louis, Missouri. That's a joker broker. Don't waste your time if somebody approaches, oh, we're looking for these big portfolios. First and foremost, they're not going to reach out to a small fish like you. No offense. And this is not me saying you can't go buy notes. Okay. Everybody listening can go buy notes direct from banks, but they're not going to deal with you on a $500 million purchase. They'll deal with you one off for a small portfolio or a pool of notes. You're not going to get some Bank of America, Chase City, Wells Fargo dealing with you individually when you have no profile. Okay. It screams joker broke. So I responded back. I said, okay, my response back is what I always use when I get someone like that. Oh, get 20 million a month or $50 million a month to do that. I said they would need to provide a QIB form. And I thought to myself, I guarantee they're going to come back and say the money's not available in the United States, right? But what is a QIB form? Well, this lady didn't even ask what a QIB form was. I'm like, okay, she maybe doesn't even know what it is. A QIB form stands for Qualified Institutional Buyer, QIB. Somebody's be buying $20 million or more, you're going to be an institutional buyer. You're not going to deal with me, let alone somebody who's more worried about conspiracy theories on Facebook. Okay. Somebody who's never bought a note before is not going to go out and track out $500 million in debt. And then they come to me, I'm not going to give you my deals, my stuff, because they're going to cut us out of the deal. A big firm like that is going to go direct to Wall Street. They're going to go direct to the bigger banks, the institutions to try to buy that stuff. They're not going to deal with lonely old Scott Carson, the note guy. All right. Or a little old lady from St. Charles. Okay. And I sent her a text. I said, okay, yeah, they would need to provide QIB form. Wait and see what happens next. Well, then what comes back next is thanks. The funds are in the UK still new to information. Thank you. And I was like, yeah, of course the money's out of the country. Well, how do you expect to buy notes if your money's not in the country? Okay. It's not going to happen. I mean, they can wire funds into the bank, but they're not going to deal with you and me. And so I'm not bashing this person. It may sound like I'm just like, listen, you have to set some realistic things. If you're worried about only not buying notes because you don't have the funds, go raise some capital. All right. Quit being a joker broker. Quit being a wholesaler. Look, I get we all got to start somewhere, but guess what? You're never going to get to where you want to be as a wholesaler because you're not really buying anything. You're just flipping paper. And guess what? You got to go out and catch another fish, another fish, another fish. All right. Can you wholesale some one-off notes? Yeah, you could do that. You could go to Paper Stack or some of those others out there and find a deal and flip it and make a few bucks. That's fine. That's going to be more impactful to you making a grand or 2 grand or whatever it is you're flipping your own notes to other investors than it is you trying to work a $500 million deal. Okay? Because what happens every year is somebody and people come out of the woodwork. So we represent, I'm a buyer's rep, I'm a seller's rep, I'm a buyer's mandate. I can't talk to you, but can we jump on a conference call and talk with my partner? That's a bunch of bull crap. I don't need to be part of a daisy chain. If somebody's got $500 million and they can't fill out a QIB form here locally, guess what? They're not real. They don't know what a QIB stands for. They're not real. Quit chasing these. Quit chasing these whales, these blue whales out there. And there's another thing too. People are out there like, well, I'm chasing these family offices right off the bat. I'm going to chase these big whales that got multi-million dollars. Guess what? Whales already have enough people showing them how to buy their own stuff or how to invest their money. You might get lucky if a guy's a local investor or a real estate investor already putting a little bit of money with you, but you're not going to go raise $5 million, $10 million from somebody who's never bought a note before to fund your deal. We had a guy, oh, I got a group that I work with. Any type of multifamily deal, they're going to fund it. I'm like, well, do they know you're funding the note, not the real estate? Yeah. Well, guess what? He never clarified that it was the note they were buying versus the property. They fell in love with the property. When they realized it wasn't the property they were buying, their actual note, they didn't like it. And he got all bent out of shape. I'm like, listen, man, go raise capital for yourself. You're trying to squeeze a square peg in a round hole. Go raise some capital yourself. Go buy a couple notes. $50,000 notes are going to bring in $400, $500 a month of cash flow to you. That's more impactful than you go around chasing your tail, chasing all these whales out there, excuse me, that won't give you the time of day. And if they have somebody telling you this and you're a lowly owned person, never bought a note before, please reach out to me because I've got some oceanfront property in Arizona that I can sell you. Okay? Don't fall for these scams. Don't fall for these joker brokers that talk a big game but can't deliver shit. Money's always out of the country. The money's not in the country. You can't buy notes. Don't waste your time. And for the love of God, in 2026, if you're listening to this, go buy a note for your own portfolio. Go buy for your own portfolio first. I had a guy reach out to me and say, hey, Scott, I got some money. I got 18 grand, 20 grand to do a deal with. I'm like, that's great. That'll get you like one deal, but what are you going to do after that? Well, I'm going to have to make some more money. I'm like, why are you waiting to make money? Go market to IRA investors. Go start networking to local real estate clubs. There's so much private money in smaller batches sitting out there that are ideal for real estate investors and note investors like us to use to give them above average return and make an above average return for our own portfolio. So go buy for your own portfolio. Take that whale spear you're trying to kill that whale with and throw it overboard and start sailing for your own Bahamas things. So if you're waiting for Moby Dick to show up, they're going to swallow you and leave you tattered and bruised and beaten and dead. All right, so say sayonara, Moby. Go find your deals. Go find your trouts. Go find your sharks. Go find your individual investors to fund your deals. Go buy 1, 2, 3 notes a month for yourself. You'll be happier off and you'll be more financially stable and more profitable because you're buying for your own portfolio versus going out and trying to chase this grand slam once in a lifetime guy when you have zero experience, zero connections, and zero deal flow. People can smell them a mile away. So when anybody reaches out to me like that, it just like, makes me want to vomit. And I have to do this public service announcement to the note industry. Quit chasing whales. Go buy for your own portfolio first and say goodbye to those people because they don't need you. They should be dealing direct with Bank of America, Chase, City, Wells, Deutsche Bank, whoever. They don't need you, so you don't need them.